What up, though, everybody? This is Semi Six, and we about to go in where bars reign supreme. Well, me as an artist, you know, I like to keep it, you know, hip hop. I like to keep it mainly hip hop. I like to keep it creative. You know, my inspirations, you know, like Pharrell, Lupe. So, you know, as far as like rap and like, I like to like take it to different places creatively. You know, I don't like to be like I just like to keep it like how they used to do it like in the early 2000s. Like that's where I'm based off with the rap. It's like for me to keep it different, I like to keep it like I said with my influences, who my influences are, like Jay, like anything in the year 2000s, like let's just keep it from like 2000, like from the year 2000, like 2008, 2007. I like to keep it in that range or earlier. But like that's how I like to keep it, and it sounds is way different from, you know, Detroit rap. You know, like I wasn't really influenced by Detroit rap, but I'm fond of it. I know what it is. Like Biggie and my pops, and just him playing like West Coast music all the time, and my mom's like that was the influence. They just had dope music, and then you hear that, you want to be a part of that. Like you, like, I could do that. Like I was always good with words. So, and my mom, she was a teacher. She was always a teacher. So she used to have notebooks around. So I used to take the notebooks and just write. And then it was two other little dudes in my school too. They was rapping. It was really them two that really got me like, okay, we can write bars. And it was these two little dudes, and I remember we got our notebooks confiscated by the dean, and the dean was my pop's best friend, so he was just reading what we was writing. He was like, oh, I don't know, this too good, like, you feel me, like, we going to talk to your pops about this. And it wasn't nothing wild. I said, like, something like, I'll cut your ass like grass, and something like that. But my mans was wilding, though. He was going crazy. He was just talking reckless. Like, he was talking about some stuff like kids not supposed to be talking about. So, yeah. That's the earliest I can remember.
Check it out. The one some say is nice with gunplay. The sniper of Cypher Sunday. Cooking up your brain cause I flow cool, sue me. Looking at your dame, she's an old school beauty. The one with the sexy hair and tattoo. Put your hands up in the air if that's you. See these females with the Mac beige glasses. Attract beige asses with backstage passes.
It was cool. It was like I was in Qatar before that. I was in the Middle East, and then my uncle, I was just telling my uncle like I wanted to do streetwear design. So and he was like, yeah, we can do that. He was just like, look for a place here, and I was like, I found a couple places, but it was like way over my budget. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just look in some cheaper countries, and I had a lot of friends from Indonesia, and they was just like, yeah, Malaysia, bro, like $1 is like times multiplied by 3 over there, so you should be straight. So I was like, yeah, I did a couple semesters, and then I just started doing rap, hip hop, and then, you know, I was messing with a lot of people that made, you know, clothing brands. Like these guys are here. This old ass hat, but 3RQL. My man's Yuki, he Japanese. He committed suicide, man. Yeah, that nigga, he committed suicide. But before he did, like, he had made this brand called 3RQL, and it was popping over there. And yeah, I was just running with them. And then there's this other group called Manix. I was running with them, so I was just doing really just rap music and design. I just describe it as like it's reminiscent of like the early 2000s, late 2000s. So like mainly like flows, bars, you know, like what you would hear like if you go back in your old, you know, if you like we talking like I'll just say like my influence. I was telling my influences like Pharrell, Lupe, Jay-Z, Busta, Pun, like just you can expect something like that. Doom, Rock Marciano. So I'll just tell them, like, if you know who these guys are, then you probably might, you know, like my music. You have an idea of my music, or where I'm trying to take it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I write graffiti. I hoop sometimes, but mainly I write graffiti. I'm into clothing. I'm into, like, sneaker collecting. I'm into, like, fragrance collection. That's really about it.
So fragrances.
Yeah, I collect fragrances. I collect sneakers. I'm into clothing design. And I'm into graffiti bombing. Yeah, definitely.
So do you go out to the streets and bomb at all?
No, not in Detroit, because you know, when I was because I don't have a crew. But sometimes if I'm real bored, like I got markers, I got cans, I'll just go out and bomb, you know, around my neighborhood. Like this is where I primarily bomb at, is in my neighborhood. If I'm bored, I'll just go up the block and just put some tags up, you know. But other than that, like piecing and all that, I don't really do that here. But when I was living in Malaysia, you know, I had a crew, so we used to just bomb every night. It was just like every whenever.
Do you still keep in contact with people over in Malaysia?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And were you working on music out there at all?
Yeah, definitely. I made a song with Sona One. If anybody from Malaysia's watching, you know, Sona One is like, I would call him like the Drake out there. Low key, he like Drake out there. Like, he that popping out there. And I made a song with him before I did. And that was my main goal. Like, when I started rapping again, it was like 2012, I was in Malaysia. And I wanted to start rapping again. And I was like, my goal was like, who was the hottest person in Malaysia right now? It was Sona One. So I'm like, I'm gonna work with that nigga. I don't know how, but I'm gonna work with him, and I did. I did a couple joints with him, and he gave me some beats too.
My lady for my sister, my queen. This for my nigga like a semi-killer nigga on the scene.
Still a nigga on the team. I cross you over in them playoffs. You niggas play soft, so stay off. I'm just a sneakerhead, flicking her soul down. If this is for my queen, spot me sporting the gold crown. Detroit is my hometown. My lady, you saw that. Jordan's on the feet, letter D on the ball cap. She got the sixes, I'm in the 12s to knockout. Cruising down the loud red Benz with the top out.
I'm still making music. I'm gonna have more videos. I'm gonna have more content. I'm just gonna have more content. Definitely, it's just gonna be more content, more better, higher quality content. Because now, you know, I'm growing as an artist. I'm understanding like the quality of music is very important. Like, you can't just be recording over YouTube MP3s or like SoundCloud MP3s. You gotta have like stems. You gotta have beats with complete stem folders. You know, so the producer can go in there and add instruments or like mess with the instruments. So it's like, I'm just learning as an artist. So right now, I'll have more wisdom in 3 years about making music, more knowledge. I'll have better content. And then, hold on, I got some real funny shit. I got some real funny shit for y'all. So this when I was living in Qatar when I was a kid, it was this hip hop shop. This is me and shit. My uncle and my pops, they had opened this hip hop shop. It was like year 2002 actually. And like this one, you know, throwback jerseys was popping and all that shit. So they made a shop in Qatar, like strictly throwback jerseys, jeans, you know, all like NBA clothing and all that, NFL clothing and like hip hop shit. And then yeah, it went real big. And then this was a funny ass night. My nigga Nolan, Jack, I was chilling with them, Detroit. This night was funny. They already know why it's funny, but yeah, this is just some throwback shit. Then this me, of course, young players. Yeah, this is an old picture. This is on my Facebook. People always laugh when I bring that up. I'm better with poems, forever been blown. Like Joshua, you never been stoned. My skeletal, metal and chrome and uncut diamonds embellish the throne. My nuts hang like fruits in a tree. Your style sounds stupid to me. We blew a QP, a tree in the V. The Tina Marie, the voice inside the speaker a G. My customer, you eager to be. The ether a fee, the sneaker is flea. It sound like I ski in the sea. I ruin boots, spewing truth, spoil buckets like you and juice. Popping saliva like Pete Rock. I'm a survivor, earn dollars and commas. The drama, Johnny Blaze it, I'ma light it. So many different ways I could write it. Put rappers in the white cast like they acted in Friends. No, I'm not a trendsetter, I be breaking the trends. The band chauffeur name is Lorenz. Eyes covered by lens, don't pretend like Simi ain't got a strategy. Y'all plan it out in dark spaces like a galaxy. Me and my niggas acquire loot, dressed in Italian suit, Italian coupes. I need the respect, you can keep the connect. Your whole style like a pizza from Jets, and you don't want to rumble neither. I crack hairs like Gator and Jungle Fever. Leave you laying cold and bust at your grandma like the intro for the Wayans Bros. Oh shit, it's Simi 6, nigga.
Simi 6, the perfectionist. Bones blessed, the mix. Like an exorcist, I insist heads will twist. Iron fist, lyricist. Techniques in the wrist. Didn't need Santa Claus for the gifts. Illest on the blacklist. Original blacksmith performing the hat trick. Dopest flips and matchsticks. When I kick, it's